Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, for you guys that don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make NBA DFS content. As always, all these videos they get posted over to a subreddit. I'll have that link down below. If you're looking for more in-depth content, I'll have my Discord link down below. Sportsbook plays, player pools, cores, private videos, and then if you need to get a hold of me privately, I'll have my Twitter link down below. So yeah, hopefully everyone had a good Christmas. Decided to take a few days off. Feel like the break, get my mind right, right? Sometimes you need a little bit of a break, and I feel like the holidays was a good time to do that. So, what took 3 days? 3 days, I believe, off. I'm not sure it was. I mean, it's good timing because I had family over, and my birthday was on the 22nd, so worked out perfectly there. But we're back. For tomorrow, we have a 7 game main slate with a lot of good teams that we like to target in good spots and some questionable tags that we need to keep an eye on. So, this slate should be really, really good. I hope everyone had a good Christmas. Hope if you spent it with family, it was good. For the guys that, you know, I don't know what I'm saying, but hopefully you had a good Christmas. Um, yeah, let's just hop right into the 7 game slate. And we'll start off with Toronto and Washington. Obviously, it's a really, really good spot for the Toronto side. We're still going to be without RJ Barrett here. We're still going to be without Jakob Poeltl here. I don't know what's going on with Jakob Poeltl. I really, really don't. He's been questionable. He's been upgraded. He's been downgraded. He's been doubtful. I don't know what's going on with him. We also have Colin Murray Boyles listed as questionable. It seems like everyone's getting sick. Sixers getting sick. Colin Murray Boyles sick. I think some others are sick. Just not a good time right now. Hopefully I don't get sick because we know what that means. All right, let's take a look at the rotation last game. So Sandro Mamukelashvili played 27.5 minutes. We did have CMB in though. They closed with CMB over him. They were also going up against Miami, but yeah, other notes to look at. Nothing really. Like we know Brandon Ingram gonna play big minutes. I don't know what happened. Did he get in the foul trouble or did he get hurt? I think I had his props this day. What happened? No, I guess they just didn't close with him. I believe this was my birthday, so I wasn't around. Ochai Agbaji, nothing else of note really, so we can close that. All right, this is an amazing spot. I already really like Sandro here with no Jakob Poeltl. Price point's up, so not an absolute must for me, but really good point per minute guy that has shown a really good ceiling in minutes going up against Washington, so I think he'll be out there a decent amount. And if we get CMB out on top of that, I think he's going to have to play a ton. Like, this could be a game where you get, like, mid-30s minutes here from Sandro if Colin Murray Boyles is out. So if CMB's out, I love Sandro Mamukelashvili. If he's in, I think he's already a really good play. And then if CMB's in, you can play him at 3.8K. I prefer Sandro, but CMB would be playable in large field GPPs. Even in single entry, if like no other value opens up, I probably wouldn't be playing both together though. And this is a great spot. Brandon Ingram's role has been really good. Like I said, I don't know what happened last game. I had his props this game. He just didn't close. But usage has been up. His passing volume has been up. He's a good rebounder, so like the peripheral stats are way up. He's probably going to take 15 to 20 shots in a game, in probably one of the best spots for him. On the Washington side, Carrington's listed as questionable. That doesn't really matter. I was hoping it was Bilal. So Ingram looks great to me. He's probably my favorite. I think Scotty Barnes is great. Like he thrives, in fast-paced games. Really good in transition. So I love both of them. Maybe I prefer Scotty, but I think it's really close. Quickly, kind of the same thing. I think that all three of the top four guys look great here. What else do we have? Shed's playable at 4K. Should play 15 to 20 minutes. I'm not going to play Ochai Agbaji, and I think that's it for me. If CMB is out, you could see him like go a little bit smaller, possibly like play a little bit more Grady Dick. What else? Maybe they insert someone else into the rotation, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. All right, let's move on to Washington. Not the best matchup here. We also have Bob Carrington listed as questionable. And Corey Kispert could be back. It's not going to open up too much if Bob Carrington is out. Like you'll probably get more minutes for like Trey Johnson, Chris Middleton will have to play a bit. I do think Chris Middleton at 5.1K. We do know that the Raptors like to take away the number one option, so that'll probably be Alex Sarr. So like you could get open looks for a guy like Chris Middleton. So maybe that's a little bit intriguing, but I'd like it more if Bob Carrington's out. Sarr is not going to play huge minutes right now, so like he's a hard click for me personally in single entry. Keyshawn George, I prefer to C.J. McCollum. Usage has been down of late, though, but he does have this type of ceiling. He's a good rebounder. He's handling the ball. He has a massive ceiling. 6.4K seems reasonable. And if we're going to get doubles of, like, Alex Sarr, it's going to open up stuff for, like, Keyshawn, Chris Middleton, the guys that can shoot threes as well. So that's a little bit intriguing to me in GPPs, but, like, nowhere near I'm going to go out of my way to play him, right? All right, let's move on to Miami. Tyler Herro is out. Bam Adebayo is listed as questionable here. If we get Bam out, I mean, fire up just Khalil Ware. I like the spot going up against Chicago. His minutes would have to be secure. So would love Khalil Ware if Bam Adebayo is out. And then it's just going to be the Norm Powell, Jamie show. Those two guys would look fantastic. I'd really like both of them. Davion Mitchell's always playable at 5.2K. He's not going to get a significant bump in usage, though. What else do we have here? Anything of note from the rotation? Like Wiggins would be playable. He'd be my least favorite of the top three guys. I don't think there's really anything else. I think that's mainly it. My favorite plays here would definitely be Khalil Ware, Jamie, and Norm for sure. All right, let's move on to the Atlanta side of things. Good spot here going up against Miami. Jalen Johnson's role continues to be amazing, even with Trae Young back. So he's probably going to be really popular tomorrow. He's probably going to project great. It's a pace-up spot. It's a spot we like to attack. We always like to attack anyone up against Miami, so he looks great to me. I'm still expecting Trae Young to be on some type of limit, but it's good to see. It's good to see that he. It's good to see that he got up to 31 minutes. So if we get him off his minutes restriction, he would be way too cheap at 8.8K. Onyeka Okongwu playable, same with like Dyson, Nikhil. Not people I'm going to go out of my way to play. That's about it. All right, let's move on to the Charlotte side of things. LaMelo Ball still going to remain on a limit, so once again, a really tough click for me. With everyone healthy here, like we have Colin Sexton back. We do have Kalkbrenner and Grant Williams still out, so Moose is going to project amazingly. So like he looks great once again here. It's a really bad spot, but he looks great. I don't really like anything else. This is a horrible spot going up against Orlando. All right, let's move on. Anthony Davis just went to the locker room, and of course I have him. Like if there's an injury, I have him. Orlando. Okay spot going up against Charlotte. They've been good against like 3-point shooting. Suggs is still listed as doubtful. Tristan DeSilva is listed as probable. We saw Tyus Jones play 36 minutes, but that was without Tristan DeSilva. If they keep him in the starting lineup, you can play him. Like if I knew he got 30 plus minutes again, I'd actually really like him for value, but he's just been horrific this year. So I want to see what he's projected for tomorrow with Tristan DeSilva back. That's going to hurt a bit. And the games prior, he wasn't playing that much. Like he has been so bad. But if we get like 25 to 30 minutes, of course he's going to be a good value. Maybe he can show what he's been capable of. Like years prior, just last year, the year prior, like a really good point per minute guy. This year has just been horrific. Obviously, still no Franz, no Suggs. I love Paolo Banchero at 8.7K. I think he's one of the better tournament plays on the board. Love him. Bad spot for Bane, but playable. Anthony Black's also been incredible with $7,000 is a tough price point personally for me to play for him. And then, yeah, good spot for Wendell Carter Jr. I actually do like him quite a bit as a center play here, but tough rebounding spot. So yeah, I think there's actually a good amount to like here on Orlando for tomorrow. All right, let's move on to the Boston side of things. Jordan Walsh is listed as probable, so they'll have him back. So that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt Hugo. It's gonna hurt Sam Hauser. It's gonna hurt Manat. Manat will go back to the bench, I would assume. And what was this? Like they just did a hockey sub right here. I don't know what they were doing here. Obviously an outlier, not gonna happen again here. So. Yeah, I'm going to continue to love Jaylen Brown on every single slate that he's on. He's always going to be one of my favorite spend-ups on the slate until they price him above 10K. Roll is just outrageous. Fine spot here going up against the Pacers. Derek White, Pritchard, they're both fine. Keta, I love the match for him. Minutes been down of late. I believe he got into foul trouble this game, but there have been times where he's played like low 30s minutes. This is one of the best possible matchups you can get for him, so I'd leave the light on there. Simons, if no other value opens up, is playable, just not something I love at any type of ownership. And then Hugo played a bunch of minutes last game, but they were without Walston. They did that like trolling rotation, so I wouldn't count on that again. Let's move on to Indiana. I hate the spot. I hate the spot here. So I'll probably be passing. Like, we have Isaiah Jackson out, so it's a bump to like Jay Huff. You'll see Wiseman in the rotation. If you want to take darts on Wiseman, sure you can. I don't expect him to play a ton though. Jay Huff's in a horrible matchup. I'll pass there. And I don't really like Siakam. I don't really like Mathurin. I don't really like Nembhard. The price points are down on both Math and Nems. Like, they're playable, but yeah. All right, so on to Philadelphia. Hard to go over right now. Joel Embiid listed as questionable. VJ listed as questionable with an illness. Grimes listed as questionable with an illness. Barlow listed as questionable. If we get them all out, then there's going to be a ton to like here, and probably one in a really, really good spot. Like Maxey would probably be my favorite spend up on the slate. Paul George would look great at $7,000. Andre Drummond would really, really like at 5.8K. Jared McCain would be a great value at 4.7K. Jabari Walker would be playable at 3.4K. Justin Edwards at 3.3 would be playable. There would be a ton to like here if all these guys are out. If we get the same situation as last game, Joel Embiid in, I absolutely love Joel Embiid at 8.3K. Still really like Tyrese Maxey at 9.8K. Paul George is still playable. Jared McCain is still really like for value. And then Jabari will be fine. And then if we get everyone in, it's mainly just Maxey, Joel Embiid up at the top for me. All right, let's move on to Chicago. They're fully healthy here. Matchup is good for Vooch regardless if Embiid plays. I actually might prefer Embiid in just because Vooch plays out to the three-point line. That becomes a really good matchup for Vooch going up against Joel Embiid drop. So it'll be a good spot there. And the minutes have been up, and they played some double big. So I think they really want to play Vooch right now. Like, he's playing the most minutes he's played the entire season. I don't know if the field's going to recognize that in a good spot. So I kind of am talking myself into, like, Vooch being a really good play tomorrow if he's lower owned. Giddy's fine at 9.4K. Does seem a tad bit too cheap for his role, so I really like him. Everyone else here is just like, nah. Kobe White, nah. Like, does seem a little bit too cheap at 6.7K. Has a ceiling, but I don't think he's necessarily going to kill you if you fade. I don't think I'm going to get to much else. All right, moving on to the Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to be out. The new role for Bobby Portis is great. He's playing a ton of minutes, and the price point still hasn't caught up. So he looks fantastic. Really like him. Kyle Kuzma's playable. What else do we have here? Really good three-point shooting spot, but I don't know if I want to play like Gary Trent, AJ Green, those guys. So I'll probably be passing there. I think it's mainly just KPJ. I think it's great. Even at $9,000, I really like him. And I think Bobby Portis is really solid. Kuzma's playable. Memphis John Morant is listed as questionable for tomorrow, and we have Cedric Howard listed as questionable. Same with Vince Williams. If they're all out, there's going to be a lot to like here once again. Like, Santi Aldama had a massive game. Might go a little bit over-owned due to the last game, but still playable. Jaren Jackson Jr. would be fine. I would really like Cam Spencer. He is like Jokic-level touches right now. He would look great. Would really like him. Jalen Wells would be playable. KCP's a value that's been really sneaky of late. I wouldn't mind him. G.G. Jackson started. He played 30 minutes. He would stand out as one of the better value plays on the board. There would be a lot to like here if these guys are out once again. All right, last game of the night. Phoenix, absolutely love Devin Booker. I played him this slate, massive blowout, but I absolutely love him. Keep an eye on the Grayson Allen news. That's going to change a decent bit. Makes like Colin Gillespie mid. Dylan Brooks would get a downgrade, although it's a great spot, and I love the price point. Mark Williams was pacing for a lot more minutes. This game blew out. I think this is another spot where, like, could be riskier with his minutes, but the spot's great. So I still have interest in Mark Williams at that price point. And yeah, if Grayson's out, I love Brooks. And I love Devin Booker. All right, Pelicans, I don't like much here. Like, Zion, a little bit too cheap. Maybe he gets to like 27 minutes. Sure. Trey Murphy, no. Derek Queen, sure. Don't love much. I think that's really it. If Poole's out, Fears is a good value. He would probably be my favorite play. All right, that's going to do it, guys. Hope you guys had a great slate. Hope you guys had a great Christmas, and I will talk to you all later.